Hello, everybody. Eli Hoff, Ben Frederickson, your Eye on the Tigers podcast crew here. It's a Mizzou bye week. No game this weekend. You can have a stress-free Saturday with the Tigers taking the week off before they travel to Texas A&M next week. But Ben, it's a bye week that arrives at I think a pretty good time for Mizzou. Not that there could be a bad time for a bye week, but this is certainly a good one. After watching 4 games of this team and a pretty nervy last one with that performance against Vanderbilt, what do you see as the biggest key or the biggest question that Mizzou has to be able to answer during this extra week of practice?
Hey, no bye week. We're all going to rewatch the Vanderbilt game, right? I think that's. Oh wait, no, the tapes have been burned. We're going to dig into this in the podcast version of this, but I do think that one of the things that Missouri really needs to dig into in this bye week is trying to kind of get its offense firing on all cylinders. We've seen some good things. Nate Noel at running back. We've seen we've seen a perfect Brady Cook throw to Luther Burden in a critical overtime spot. We've seen some blips in the pass protection of the offensive line. We've seen really encouraging run blocking. We've seen good things. Can they find their best form? We were all predicting this offense to be what kind of leads this team, and we've kind of seen maybe that running on half speed at times this season. It's not all on Brady Cook, which I think a lot of people are focused on. Brady, he does need to get better, needs to be a little sharper, needs to really show that they can open up vertically. But I think Missouri's to the point in its season now where if they don't show a little bit more of an ability to get downfield and bigger strikes, if they don't kind of open up the deeper 3/4 of the field in some of their passing attacks, they're going to face increasing pressure from defenses who are trying to stuff the run and make things harder on those shorter passes and running game. So that to me is the next step. Can they unlock kind of the finest form of their offense? We haven't seen it yet.
I agree with you there that it hasn't been on display. I think for me, I'd lean towards, in kind of a collective metaphorical sense, Missouri just being able to take a deep breath. They're 4-0. They survived the games they needed to survive in. It was, a little close for comfort near the end there, but they are 4-0 as they expected to be, as they needed to be at this point in the season. So take the deep breath, try to let some of the pressure go away a little bit, because it almost seems like that is leading to more tension than there needs to be with this offense.
Yeah.
The deep passing, like you said, Ben, is not connecting. Even Eli Drinkwitz, the way he's managing these games, the tension feels like it's there with how they handled things right before halftime against Vanderbilt, snapping the ball when they didn't need to, giving the Commodores a possession they didn't need to give them, which led to a field goal they didn't need to give them. All of that feels like it's something that could be alleviated if everyone just takes a deep breath. It's going to be fine. Missouri will have the talent advantage in a significant number of its games, even during SEC play. Road environments are going to provide all the pressure and all the hype and the energy that this team needs if they want adversity in that form anyway. So I think it's a good week to get a deep breath, to reset, think back on some of the schemes and play calling things that Eli Drinkwitz and Kirby Moore want to be points of emphasis, and then come back out against Texas A&M and see if things can look a little more calm. If you want more analysis like this, we talked about all of this and a whole lot more in a special mailbag episode of the Eye on the Tigers podcast that's available here on stltoday.com and wherever you get your podcasts. We'll talk to you next week.